Dear friends, you are welcome to Lulu's Food Court /Wellness. And in this video today, I am focusing on Lulu's Wellness Zone. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the moment with me. Thank you very much. So my dear friends, the topic I would like to discuss with you today is titled Hidden Enemy. Yes, hidden enemy. You heard me right. So this word hidden enemy, I don't know. Have you ever heard this word before? Check within yourself. Does this word strike any meaning to you? Like, have you ever encountered anyone who is a hidden enemy to you? And if you have had someone like this, how were you able to deal with this person? In this topic today, I am going to elaborate more on the meaning of the word hidden enemy or enemies. I am also going to talk about how you are able to identify one when you find one, and then also on how you can be able to deal with the situation when it arises, or when you experience someone who becomes or who is a hidden enemy to you. So just relax and let's unravel. Permit me to read out from a book where I searched the meaning of hidden enemies from. Okay, so I'm going to read this out to you. A hidden enemy is someone who is acting against you or your interests, with or without your knowledge. And most especially, without your knowledge or your awareness. That's how someone who is a hidden enemy operates. They will like it when you are not aware of it. For me, in this situation, I will liken it to an illustration where you have the rat bite you, maybe on your toe or your fingernail, and then it blows some hair over your injury, and then try to make you not to feel the pain, okay, and then it keeps biting you over and over until you just wake up, maybe in your subconscious, or maybe while you are sleeping, and then when you are awake or aware, you just find the injuries and the wound, and then you won't know where this came from. So that's my own explanation of hidden enemy. They most likely will do it when you don't know. They will hurt you most when you are not aware. And they come back smiling at you, trying to be your best friend so that they know much about you. They will even want to know even more than you know about yourself. That's how they operate. And so they know the next move on how to deal with you. So guys, beware. What are the signs of a hidden enemy? One of the biggest signs is that they will always act negatively towards you, okay, towards your interests. They don't like what you're doing, but they come smiling like they love what you're doing. Like, in short, what you're doing is the best thing for them or for you, but they don't like it. That is number one sign of a hidden enemy. Beware of people who get so close to you or praises you so much or sings your praise everywhere. Beware of some of them. They could be hidden enemy. And then once you check what is really going on in there, it's totally the opposite. Beware, guys. Consistent, deceitful. They are really deceitful. They're consistently deceitful. They know how to put up a show. They know how to act. It's like they have a script in their head on what to play. They know these things. They're very perfect. They will deceive you up to a point that you think they're the best thing that ever happened in your life. If you're not careful, you fall in their traps. Another sign on how to spot a hidden enemy is that they will spread rumors and gossips about you. And the thing is, the last time you checked, both of you were in good times, in good laughing times. You probably dined together and did all sorts together. You were both happy together. And the next thing, they go behind you and talk ill about you. wherever you're being talked about, they won't say anything good, or they would even provoke the situation to get worse. Some of them will spill toxicity. They will even invoke others to hate you behind you, and you don't even know these things. And you know what baffles me more? These people who call themselves your friends, whereas they are your enemies, they do all those things, and then the next time they see you again, they smile with you, they even make your coffee. They would show you lack of support and encouragement. You find yourself fighting to make a strong move, whereas they on the other side will be giving you instances on why you shouldn't do this or why you shouldn't do that. You understand? They would not buy your support. They won't. They will always try to bring you down. If they don't bring you down in your presence, they will go behind you and find a way to pull you down, or just for both of you to remain on the same level, or you go nowhere. Before we are able to tackle hidden enemies, it is really very important to be able to identify them by knowing who they are. You can try and identify hidden enemies by observing a particular pattern of behavior. You just know it. Some of them will think what they are doing is not obvious to you. They think they're very smart enough. They just think you don't know anything, you don't know what's going on. But if you really read between the lines, you'll be able to identify a particular pattern of behavior which is repetitive, which is consistent, and most of the time is always against your interest. So try and identify this behavior. And if you think you are overreacting, or maybe the problem is from you, then you can involve somebody else who you trust. Then you can involve a trusted family or friend to come help you observe the situation. This time around, this is a neutral person, okay? Then they'll be able to give you a feedback or a review on who they think this person is, how they think this person behaves, and by then you already know that, okay, now I think it is clearer. I think you now have a good understanding on what's going on. You have been able to identify this person as a hidden enemy. So how do you tackle the situation? How do you solve the problem? What do you do? For me, you can decide on how best to handle the situation, and this can vary depending on the circumstances surrounding the situation. Solution time, guys. Solution. Okay, finally, now we're going to deal with the situation now. For me, the way to deal with this situation, the strategies that you can use are: first, you can go and confront this person directly. Confrontation. Ask this person why he or she behaves in a particular way, or that if you're really matured enough, it's okay, to go ahead and do this. But sometimes it might turn out bad, really bad, and make the situation even worse, because some people are very weak emotionally. Some people have anger issues. They can outburst, and things might escalate really fast. Okay, so another way to tackle this situation is to just do what? Set your boundaries and be careful, be more observant. Always read in between the lines. Understand the meaning of everything going on around you. That set a serious boundary. That's another way to go about this. Then the third way again to go about it is by seeking support, maybe from families or friends or from people to advise you, especially people that you trust and you think they are very sensible up there. So ask people for support, okay? Then lastly is by avoiding this fellow. My dear, if you ask me, of all these points, I would rather avoid the person and set boundary. Yeah, and I have my reasons, because I just believe that every adult, once you cross a particular age, your personality becomes fixed. F-I-X-E-D. Fixed. It will be very difficult for another adult to try and fix you, or to try and correct you, or to try and modify you, or to bring sense into your brain, or to make you, more reasonable. Okay, it will be very, very difficult for an adult to do that for you. For another adult to do that for you. So that is the reason why most people, no matter what you do to them or with them, they still remain who they are. They still repeat that same thing over and over. The only way is that around it, if the person decides by themselves to try and change. So I don't need to talk too many talk. If I have found out you have a particular pattern of behavior and that is who you are, my dear, for me to protect my own self, my own dignity, and for my own safety and for my mental health, I rather give you that gap and avoid you so that you don't continue to do those things repeatedly that might end up hurting me. Because if you say I want to continue with a friendship with you, you are who you are already, so you cannot change. So you keep on doing those things over and over and over again. Sometimes you do them ignorantly, and it doesn't make any sense to continue in that wise. So the best thing, let you know about this thing, set serious boundary, and then give you some space. Thank you. So guys, I'm going to leave you with this little advice of mine. Okay. It is really, really important to prioritize your own safety and well-being when you're dealing with hidden enemies. Your own life first. Save yourself. Save yourself from the hurt. Save yourself from the too much thinking. Help yourself to save yourself from stress, too much stress. Save yourself from overthinking. Save yourself from emotional instability, and save yourself from being hurt by somebody who does not really want it. Okay? Thank you very much, and I'm going to see you again in my next video. Until then, I say bye-bye.